to see her friends and plays badminton. Ooh, that sounds really cool.
I suck at badminton, but you have my that sounds a lot
That's
of
a
fun.
really cool hobby. Yeah. Um, oh my God, that's so funny.
We are so sorry.
I know. Um,
Okay.
does does anyone know if like does school give you stress or does it like take it away? Like if you're worried about something, like do you like going to school or would you rather like stay home?
Or like a really good question is like if you didn't have the obligation to go to school every day, would you still go to school?
Yeah, exactly. Or would you be like wanting to like would you rather like stay home or would you like go to school with everything? Like that's going. All right.
Oh,
Anjali says staying home on my phone, but I do like seeing my friends. Yeah, that's a valid um point. Thimahi says I like to go to school sometimes, but most of the time I like to stay home. Yeah, that's also really valid.
yes. I can admit I'm a bedrotter at times.
Oh, that's so fun, honestly. Um, all right. Well, it was super nice to get to know you guys. Like that actually like so relatable because like I feel like everyone has like something that connects and feels the same way. But um, let's go ahead and get started as we move along.
So how, if anyone has a guess, how many people you think in the world meditate? So does any type of form of meditation, not specifically Himalayan Samarpan meditation, but what's your figure? What's your guess? Because it's pretty large. Well, okay. 1 in 50, 300 million. My mom does. She's forcing me. I was the
Of
same
our
way.
stories, yeah.
I was the same way. My
Mhm.
dad's forcing me. Yup, that's valid. They're forcing you for good reason, though.
Yeah, it's just forcing right now, but you literally
You'll
wait till
love
you
it in a
work
heartbeat.
up
Yep.
and you'll know. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So consensus I'm seeing is around 300 million. It's actually 500 million. So, as of current, now it might change for hopefully more in the future. But a lot of celebrities do meditation, including Steve Jobs, Selena Gomez, Emma Stone. For those basketball fans, LeBron James. For any soccer fans, Erling Haaland does. A lot of celebrities and very successful business people practice meditation of some sort. And one, yeah, LeBron James does. He has multiple quotes saying how it helps him get into the zone. And he was one of my idols when I used to play basketball a lot. So it was really encouraging and nice to hear that he does as well. Um, Another popular celebrity, I'm sure you guys all know Kendrick Lamar. He recently, for those of you who follow football, did the halftime show during the Super Bowl where my beloved Eagles won. Um, but he has said like in many interviews and a lot of his personal social media stuff like that. He talks about how meditation has helped him with his lyrics and creating really powerful and moving music. He's a very strong lyrical person. So I just have a short clip here for you to listen from a GQ interview with um, Rick Rubin. Let's give it a listen.
One of your lyrics, you mentioned meditation.
Mm.
Do you have a meditation practice?
Yeah, man. I have to have at least 30 minutes to myself.
Nice.
If it's not on a daily, every other day, to just sit back, close my eyes, and absorb what's going on. You know, the space that I'm in. When you're in music, and everybody knows this, the years are always cut in half because we always have something to do. You know, whether we're in the studio for 4 months, that go by, or now you gotta go on the road for 5 months, that go by. Next thing you know, 5 years done went by, and you're 29 years old.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and for me now, I have to find a way to understand the space that I'm in and how I'm feeling at the moment. Because if I don't, it's going to zoom. I know, I can feel, you know, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It just goes,
Yeah.
you know, and then you miss out on your moment because you were so in the moment, you didn't know the moment was going on.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and
You can also get lost. I know some artists get lost in touring, and they become less relatable. Like the stuff they have to write about doesn't relate because
Right.
all they know is being on stage and
Right.
accolades and
yeah,
hotels and like stuff that's like doesn't. It doesn't. Their reality is so different than everybody else's reality that it's not so interesting.
Definitely.
Especially if that's all you talk about.
definitely. It's definitely a different, it's a, I like to call it a cartoon world,
Yeah.
you know, and you can really get lost in it
Yeah.
so fast, you know. It's scary out there.
Yeah.
It's so scary, man. And
How did you get the idea to do the 30 minutes every day or every other day?
well, just knowing my scheduling and how much I just think about music, you know. Someone brought it to my attention, it's all I think about, you know, and there's nothing wrong with it. It consumes me, it consumes my life, I breathe it, you know, like, I can't think about nothing else, you know, and once I started realizing that, you know, okay, I know that I have to give it some time and space every now and then, you know, and that 30 minutes helps. That 30 minutes helps where I can totally zone out and not think about my next lyric, you know? And it gives me a restart, a jump start, and a refresh, and lets me know why I'm here doing what I'm doing.
Beautiful. One of your lyrics, you
All right, so we just watched Kendrick Lamar talk about how he meditates and how it has changed his life so much. And so you might be thinking like, why? Like, why is that? Like, why is that happening? Like, why is everyone talking about meditation? Like, what's the whole point of it? Because I know a lot of people are here because I'm sure their parents are telling you to meditate and they meditate, so they want you to do it. So and I so relate to that as well. So, but after like I kind of understood like what was going on, I feel like I kind of understood like why it's so important. And I'm sure like if you guys like try to think back to like your history class and like all those kinds of things, and like if you think back like in the past, it was like a thing where like people who had strength, like people who were like physically strong, they were successful. So like, do you guys remember like kings and stuff? Like in the like years and years and years and years ago, like kings would like fight for land. They would like do like physical fighting for like, and whoever was stronger, like they won. So it was a competition of strength. Now, right now, we have people who are like super smart, like people who are intellectually smart. Um um like we have Steve Jobs who obviously is like the creator of Apple. He didn't physically fight for anything. He obviously was mentally like super like smart, and so he found a way to like make his business empire and like get successful in that way. And right now we have like Chat GPT. Does anyone raise your hand if anyone uses Chat GPT or anyone knows about it? Does everyone here kind of know what that is? Okay, I see what Anjali knows what that is. Um, so now everyone's just like um use everyone's just like talking about how like people who like the guy who ever made ChatGPT, obviously he was like working smarter, not harder, right? Because like now we can get any information off a chat and it's like so perfect. So that is what was happening right now. But in the future, as the years go by, what's going to happen is those people who are like intellectually smart, that's not going to be enough. Like, that's not going to be enough to cut it. So, what we're going to have to do is people who have a powerful mind, like people who can like their mind strength is super 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 big. Those people are going to be the ones who are going to be able to withstand in the world, because right now if you think about it, there's so much competition. Like getting into college is such a like big competition. Like it's such a like a gamble, right? Like you get in, you don't get in. There's people who like have like worse grades than you but they got in. Or There's people who like you yourself, like you're always thinking like, oh my God, I got one bad grade. Like, will I get into college or whatever it is that you want to do, right? So everything's just so competitive. And so in order to stand in the future, what's going to happen is we are going to have a powerful like mind and to like kind of like surpass the competition. So does anyone have an idea of like why is this happening? Like why does the world evolve? Does anybody have an idea to why like that might be happening? Like, why is it that we went from like being like physically strength to like being super smart to now in the future like having like a powerful mind? Like, why does things keep escalating? Does anyone know? Well, the reason why that's happening, let's see. All right, we have everyone got smart, yes, and the growth, yeah, exactly. So the reason why that's happening is because as like the time goes by, we all keep adapting to the things, right? So basically, like now in the present, like everyone's trying to be smart. Everyone's trying to like get good grades. Everyone's trying to do all of that. So that way they can like stand in the world and be successful, right? Because ultimately, what do we want? We want to be successful. So, that's the whole point is that, um, like people, like obviously they want to withstand in the world. So that's why this world keeps evolving because people keep adapting to what's happening. Um, And so next, we are going to talk about what's going to happen. So as you meditate, like what's really going to happen? Like does anyone here like you can just like raise your hand or like say like yes in the chat. But does anyone here procrastinate? Like maybe they have homework and it's due at like 10 p.m., but you like do it at like 9 o'clock. You're like, oh, I can like wait till like the last minute to do your homework. Yeah, I see a lot of people saying yes. Okay, Apurva said no. That's such a good trait. To not procrastinate is so amazing. Yeah. So that's like super valid. Like everyone, like me too, like I'm always like, oh, my homework's at 11:59, like I'm gonna do it at 11 o'clock. That way I can like do other things and then do my homework last, right? So what's gonna happen is with the meditation, like you're gonna start feeling like all the stuff that you have to do and like it's a chore, it's kind of gonna get done and on its own. And like you're gonna be like, oh wait, that was so easy, that was so fast. Like I didn't even have to take like that much time. So you're not gonna procrastinate, but instead you're gonna be proactive. You're gonna be like, all right, let me just like finish it off at like 8 o'clock. So like that way I can just like watch TikTok or like watch TV after and like I don't have things to do. Um, if you're ever stressed, does anyone get like anxiety or anything before they're taking an exam or anything like that? Like you feel like, oh my God, like you're like stressed about like anything, like your schoolwork or anything like that at all. Yeah, so what's gonna happen is like with meditation, your stress, you're not even gonna feel that much stress. You're gonna more just so like just feel calm overall and your energy is gonna like attain to you so that way you don't feel stressed all the time and you feel more like calmness throughout the day. And is anyone here indecisive? Like does anyone like go out with their friends and you're like, "Oh, where do you want to eat?" And like you don't know. And you're like, "Oh, wherever you want to eat, like I can eat wherever." Like even like those things that happen like when you're like you can't choose a place or like you're like, "Oh my God, like where are we gonna go? What are we gonna do?" Like so the indecisiveness kind of just like fades away and like you get like clarity in the sense where like you're very like decisive and you know exactly what you want and so you're never like confused and you like know how to make decisions very effectively. And then lastly, does anyone here overthink, like maybe like even about the smallest things, like you're just overthinking about like random things because you feel some sort of way? Yeah, I see a lot of people who overthink, which is so valid. I feel like everyone overthinks about a lot of things. And sometimes, do you feel like sometimes you're overthinking and like it's not even like you don't even you didn't have to overthink about it, but you were just like stressed about it in the moment and then everything works out fine, right? But what happens is like that overthinking is due to like our own thoughts. But what's going to happen is through meditation, you're not going to get those thoughts. So instead of being like always like stressed and like overthinking and stuff, you're going to more so just be like composed and collected. You're not going to want to like, you're not going to be like very just like riled up all the time.
Okay, so now that we saw that, okay, these are some possible things that can happen with meditation and some experiences from Kendrick Lamar and stuff like that, we're gonna have someone else come forward and share their experience. So, you have the floor, Divya.
Hi everyone. Like I said earlier, my name is Thivia, and I'm currently a senior in high school in the Naperville, Illinois area. And just to tell you a little bit about my meditation journey, hopefully it's relatable to how you guys feel about meditation now. But at first, definitely my parents forced me to do meditation with them every day. And when I started doing meditation, I didn't really see the benefits, or I just did it because I was forced to. And hopefully, or maybe you feel that way too. But after doing it for a couple of months, I not only started like seeing a difference in myself, but the other people around me started seeing a difference in me, which kind of was a game changer. And even at school, things like my teachers started seeing a difference on how my attention span was. I started having better focus, and I was even named like student of the month for a couple of my classes. And I think that accumulation of the meditation helped me focus in school, and that's why other people also started seeing a difference in me. And I know in meditation we sometimes say that like it helps you see within, but I think that's not just like metaphorically, but it can also be like meant literally because I honestly see myself in a different way, and it helps me reflect on what my actions are or how I behave with other people. And I really take the time to think before what I say or before I do something. So I think over the course of like this year of me doing meditation, I at first did not like doing meditation because it was very hard for me to sit still for 30 minutes. But just like other activities that we do in our life, like sports, it takes practice to actually get used to meditating and to actually see the benefits. And I think one of the most like game-changing experiences for me was it was coming to the Samarpan Meditations retreat camp, which was in Dallas, Texas. And I actually got to see like other kids around me who also did meditation. And learning about what meditation is and its benefits also really helped me to seek the benefits and continue doing meditation. So, yeah, that's a little bit about my experience.
Thanks, Divya, for sharing. And the meditation practice that she's been following in particular, and that we will be discussing about today, is Himalayan Samarpan meditation. So, what is it? So, Himalayan Samarpan meditation is a practice that will help you succeed in almost every aspect of your life, like Divya is saying, from school to sports to extracurriculars to your personal friendships. You'll make more valuable and healthy relationships. It will help you aid in making the right decisions, especially I'm very guilty of being indecisive, especially when I go to a restaurant and there's more than two options on the menu. uh, and it'll also keep you away from those negative thoughts. Now, I know a lot of you are said that you overthink, and a lot of people don't highlight that as much, that overthinking is normal. A lot of us are guilty of that, and that's just because of the way our society works and how humans are constantly yearning for change. So Himalayan Samarpan meditation can help you become more positive from within. It could spark that light within you. And it's very simple. Almost any age group can follow this. I've known kids from 4-year-olds to from 4-year-olds start meditating, and I know people up into their 90s doing meditation. And it's what's really special about this practice is that it's totally free to every nationality, religion, race, gender, lifestyle, and language. We do not charge for anything. It's very important to our mission that we do not charge, and we will never charge, because meditation is a gift, and it's a gift that should be spread to everyone because it has truly helped and changed so many lives.
So I'm sure you guys have heard of people saying like deep down in my soul, I feel like this is the right thing, or some people are like um talking about a soul, but does anyone like obviously it's not a physical body part and we've never really seen our soul, but everyone here has a soul. And so you may be wondering like what is that? Like obviously you can't feel it and you can't touch it. So like just like your arm or your fingers, you can't do any of that. But a soul is inside of your body. It is like a body part that is inside of you, but it's like not really a body part. So it's like figuratively a body part, but not really. but it's inside of you, and it's the representation, just like a little representation of the element of the universal energy. So has anyone ever heard of manifesting? Like maybe like I know like it was like on TikTok and like Instagram, like they tell you to manifest like your dreams, your goals, your wishes, and like talk it into like the universe and like talk about it in the existence. Exactly. There's like we make vision boards and like on New Year's and like on the in the new year so we can like see exactly what we want to do for the year. So basically, these are all forms of manifesting, right? You talk about whatever you truly want and it comes into the universe and it like gets manifested and then it happens. So your soul is kind of like like that energy inside of you that is like guiding you. It's always like it's like a place where there's always peace and joy, and like that's where it like our soul like has the majority of peace and joy from our body. And a lot of the times like I'm sure like have you guys ever like had like have you guys ever been like, oh, this is like my gut feeling this is gonna happen, like I have an instinct that like this may happen, or like you're taking an exam and you're like, oh, my gut feeling's telling me that like A is the answer. Like does that ever like happen to you and you're just like, oh, like you have a feeling about something? Those are all like those are all like signs of a soul. Like that's us, our soul telling us, like guiding us and telling us like what to do and all of that. So when we meditate, what we're doing is we're strengthening our soul. And the more strengthened our soul is, the more brighter and the more peace and joy it provides us. And so those differences you're going to see in your day-to-day life as well. So let me teach you guys how to meditate in like this really, really, really easy three-step form. So I'm sure you guys have seen your parents. Some of y'all meditate at home probably with your parents, or you've seen them do it. Um, there's only three steps, so it's like super, super, super simple. But all you have to do is you have to sit super comfortably, obviously. Like you can sit crisscross, maybe like near a wall, and be super calm and like super relaxed. Um, you're gonna put your palms facing upwards on your knee, so that way you can get your energy through your palm, because energy travels, like tries to go in your body and get out in different forms that we will talk about soon. Um, and what you're gonna try to do is focus on the crown of your head. So the crown of your head is right up here. And just to like have a little brief about like why we're focusing on like the crown, it's because we have these like internal little energy centers, which are like chakras, and each chakra is representative of something. And the last chakra that we have, the last energy center we have, is at the top of our head. And our whole goal is to activate that energy so that way we can like feel our utmost best. So what you can do is you can put your hand on your head like this and turn it clockwise 3 times like this. So that way all of your energy goes at the top of your head while your eyes are closed. And the third and last step is chanting, I am a holy soul, I am a pure soul, because that is a form of manifestation as well. Because as you're saying that, you yourself are believing that you are a holy soul and that you are a pure soul. So let's go ahead and try this for just a few minutes. You guys can go ahead and maybe like you're sitting on the ground, and if you're sitting on a chair, then maybe you can like put your feet on the ground for today. And we can literally try it with some rain sounds and some relaxing sounds that we have. Um, we're gonna go ahead and sit on the ground and then put your hands on your knees, and you guys can go ahead and put your right hand, you can go ahead and put it at the top of your head and turn it clockwise 3 times, like just mentioned. And then you can put it back down. And after you put your hand back down, try to continue to focus on the top of your head. And you're going to go ahead and say it out loud. You're going to say, I am a holy soul. I am a pure soul. I am a holy soul. I am a pure soul. I am a holy soul. I am a pure soul. You're going to go ahead and keep your eyes closed. and just try to focus on the top of your head while we play some music.
O Almighty, we pure souls pray from our hearts that let peace prevail in the whole world. Let all souls of the world achieve spiritual and all-round progress.
Hey, so you guys can open your eyes, wipe your hands, wipe your face if you want to. Okay, how do you guys feel? Do you feel a difference? Do you feel more calm? Or do you feel on the opposite end of the spectrum, or do you feel you have more thoughts? Be completely honest. I almost fell asleep. Yes, it's very relaxing that way, right? And the reason why you almost fell asleep, that state before you fall asleep is when you're at like really like at peace, when you're really like the time when your thoughts are off, you're really just focused on going to sleep. It's like this is like right before that. This meditation practice helps you get into that zone without actually having to fall asleep, and you get a lot more benefits out of it. Did anyone feel like the opposite, like get really hot or like really was having a lot of thoughts or became uncomfortable? Because if that happened, that is a-okay. Because a lot of people think, oh, as soon as I do like a mindfulness technique, or as soon as I try doing some other type of meditation or yoga or anything like that, that I'm supposed to immediately feel really great, right? But what a learning process with meditation in particular is that our mind and our body is so trained to keep on going, 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 right? You're going to school in the morning very early, then from after school you're going to sports, then from sports you're going to some other extracurricular. You go home, then you're doing your homework and you're studying, and before you know it's the next day, right? So your mind is so used to keep on thinking and keep on moving and keep on going. But this helps you really take like a step back in your day and be like, okay, I have this 10 to 15 minutes or this 30 minutes that I'm truly going to take for myself and really just relax and think about it a little bit more. So now that we know how to meditate, and let's see how different types of benefits there are. So we mentioned a few earlier, like decreasing your procrastination, your overthinking, etc., stuff like that. But I'd like to break it down into three pockets. So in life, you have three pockets: your career and education, your social life, and your mental and physical well-being. So once you start meditating, you're really right now, what like in day to day, you're using your mind and body a lot. You're going to school, you're using your mind, you're participating, you're doing your homework, you're doing those tests and exams, all that. And you're using your body to write the homework down and do all that and keep on moving forward. But a lot of people neglect the soul. A lot of people don't take time for their soul to come out and let that guide their life. So once you meditate, you, just as Priyanshi said earlier, you're getting a stronger connection to your soul. You're saying, hey, you're there. I know you're there. I'm saying hi and hello, come out, right? So the goal with meditation is to let that soul kind of not kind of overrule your life like the mind or your body or anything like that, but it's just to bring it out. It's just to say, hey, I have a say in this too. So once you let your mind, body, and soul all work together, you get this like kind of golden harmony in the middle. And when you get that golden harmony, a lot of benefits can happen. So in your career and education pocket, you can become a lot more productive and able to meet more deadlines. Your stress management is a lot easier and harder to, I mean, a lot easier to manage. It can also boost your creativity. So frankly, me, I'm a very like STEM-hearted person. I suck at drawing. I really do not like English and the arts as much. But once I started meditating, I actually became pretty decent at writing. Like I used to struggle a lot with it, but your mind just kind of like it kind of just like opens once you let your soul kind of into your life, it kind of just opens a lot more like closed doors that you didn't know you had. So that was a really cool, personally, I felt that was one of the really cool benefits that I've experienced so far. So in your social life pocket, you can also build strong relationships with people in the outside world because you have a soul and everyone else has a soul. So if you remind yourself that, hey, they have a soul, there's a piece of peace in them, um, I'm going to always remember that, whether they're a positive person that you love to have around, your bestie, or whether they're someone that really annoys you or frustrates you. That helps you build relationships with people because regardless of how they act or treat you, you're able to stay calm and know that, hey, we all are one family kind of. It can also strengthen your relationships that you've built already with your best friends, with your siblings, with your parents, with relatives, anything like that. Because once again, you realize that they also have a soul. You'll also get independence. So you'll feel more confident in yourself and you'll feel that, hey, I can really do this. I don't need to rely on my friend to give me the answers to my homework, or I don't need to rely on tutoring anymore as much and stuff like that. You get that independence that, hey, I feel confident I can do a lot more than I've done before. Also, it keeps out that negativity produced in certain relationships. So, any friendships that went awry in the past, or anyone you might not necessarily like or has like just that negative vibe with them, it allows you to just be like, okay, I know they might have a lot going on, and I know I might not gel with them, but at the bottom, at the very bottom level, we all should respect each other because we all each have a soul. Um, and then in the third pocket, your mental and physical health and well-being, you can reduce anger and anxiety. You can become happier, calmer, and more joyful. And you'll establish willpower that protects you from diseases, accidents, wrongdoings. We'll discuss that a little bit more later on. But does anyone have any certain goals that you feel like any of these benefits can help you achieve? Like, do you have any academic goals or any like personal goals you really want to achieve this year in 2025? Getting better at basketball. Okay, that's awesome. That's a great goal. So that's gonna be kind of in the mix between career education and social life. When you're able to just relax and get in the zone and like nothing else matters besides you, the ball, and the court. It's very magical what can happen. Getting better at coding, you have all my respect. I suck at coding. But yes, this can help you get better at coding as well because your concentration and the way you think, like a lot of times I know some of my coding friends like they'll code like this super long thing that took them a bunch of hours and then ends up not working. And they're like, okay, what's wrong? I have to find the error. And it takes them more time to find that error than to what they made the code originally. But if you get that creativity that, hey, I'm going to look in a spot that usually people don't look, then you can get a better answer. So that's awesome. Okay, now your protective force field. So basically, your protective force field is your aura. I don't know if you guys, I think most of you have probably heard that, oh, you get negative aura for being cringy or being embarrassing, or you get 1,000+ aura for being like a legend and just being like LeBron James and Lionel Messi and stuff like that, right? Well, aura is a lot more complicated that yeah. Aura is a lot more complicated and a lot more complex than we may initially think. So everybody has 7 energy centers, otherwise known as chakras, and this aura kind of protects you like an umbrella protects you in the rain. When your energy centers are balanced and flowing, your aura is glowing. It's glowing with a lot of positive colors, well, all the colors are good, but it's glowing with a lot of vibrant and bright colors. And you become a positive magnet that automatically attracts good vibes and helps you avoid negative situations and people. But when you're stressed and exhausted, or just having a bad day, or you're just off, your aura kind of that your aura projects that onto other people. So when you project that onto other people, that's why like when you're having a bad day, sometimes you have those besties that are with you and they really cheer you up and they do the job, but I don't know if any of you experience this, like where you're just off and then like everything just keeps like you're off in the morning and then the whole rest of your day is off and everyone's acting off and then it's just like kind of in a domino effect. Yeah, okay, awesome. So that has to kind of do with your aura as well. Your aura unveils your inner emotions and is expressed through different colors, kind of like a mood ring. But this is like there all the time. And what's really interesting about this is you can physically see it. With our naked eye, we cannot, but if you do Carolean photography, you can see a picture of your own aura. And as you meditate, you cleanse those energy centers that are within you, and that automatically strengthens your aura. And when you strengthen your aura, you attract those positive people with you, and those negative people don't usually come near you. And a lot of people that haven't talked to you previously or like weren't not your friend before, you'll see maybe see a change like as you meditate and you get more positive, you'll see a change that more people are coming to you and asking you questions and becoming friends with you. Um, so it's just about keeping yourself feeling good. And when you're feeling good, you protect yourself from bad company and situations that can drain you. And meditation is just one of those things that can help keep your energy in check. And so you can stay grounded, focused, and surrounded by positivity.
Yes. So, what is going as Dara has mentioned, what is going to happen as we as you start meditating, like what differences are you going to start to notice, right? So, what's going to happen is you are going to start first you're going to evaluate yourself and you're going to be like, oh, so what is the true cost to my problems? Like, why am I getting a bad grade? Why is my friend not talking to me? Like, why is this happening? And you're going to start to evaluate yourself and kind of dig deeper and realize like what you want as you keep going along the meditation journey. Obviously this is like a very 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 slow process, and it gets better as you go on. But what happens is you're going to start evaluating yourself, and then you're going to be like, wow, this is actually working for me so well. And then you're going to start meditating every day because you're like, oh, I should start doing this as it's helping me. And then you're slowly and like gradually going to let go of your negative habits. You're going to let go of things that like you don't want for it to be a part of your life anymore. And then it's going to increase your positivity and strengthen your aura. And it's going to help you, like people like Dara said, people are going to come to you, people are going to want to talk to you and things like that. And overall you're just going to have a happy and successful life, and you're going to not stress about getting into college, making money, and all those things that are going to come towards the end of your years. Um so we actually have a challenge for you guys, and this challenge is actually going to be a 45-day challenge. On the next slide, you'll see a group me. Does anyone here use group me? I know we use them for clubs and stuff. Does anybody here know what that is? Mm, Okay, so we have an app. It's kind of like a app where you can like all talk and stuff. But basically this app is what we're gonna do is every single Sunday, just for 30 minutes, we're gonna like kind of check in on you guys, see how you guys are doing, meditate together, answer questions. We'll send you guys reminders to meditate every day, so that way you can also remember, and like because I know sometimes like in our busy schedule we forget and stuff. And if you have any questions or concerns ever, you could always reach out to like us through that, and that way we could literally answer your questions. And like even if you have like anything going on or anything and you want to share about it, we can like do all of those things through that. And so if you guys can go ahead and try and join. I'm also gonna put the link. I'm gonna go ahead and put the link for it in the or Dara just put the link in the bio. So you could also just click the link and join it from that as well.
Yeah, it's very simple and easy to use. You'll just have to download the app and and if any of you who are international, we're based in the US, but if any of you are international, you don't have to worry about any connection issues or anything like that. It's kind of like WhatsApp in that way.
Yeah, exactly. Um, and while you guys are joining that, we can go ahead and answer any questions if you guys have any questions about anything you heard today, anything you want more clarification about. You guys can go ahead and let us know, and we could definitely help you answer those questions. Or
Yeah.
tell us your thoughts about how you liked um this workshop today, and if you guys have any thoughts, we would love to hear from you guys.
Or if there's anything you want clarification on or anything you're having doubts on that like, hey, how does that work necessarily? Feel free to ask. This Thank you, Ranveer, for joining.
Of course, we loved and
Yeah.
having you guys. We love doing this, so it's like something that like we would love if you guys would join this so you guys could truly, truly see like
And
how beneficial it is.
exactly. And like I know like I saw a few of you say like your parents are forcing you to join. I was in your same exact boat. I was in freshman year of high school and my parents have been meditating. I think at that time they've been meditating for 3, 4 years at that point. But I was very stubborn. I was a very stubborn person that said, "Hey, you're wasting your time. Why are you doing this? You can be so much more productive with those 20 to 30 minutes." But once I truly gave it a shot and I said, hey, like, okay, let's see like what they're truly talking about because I saw my parents change, which was really crazy to me. Like I saw my parents like get a little bit more patient and more relaxed and I was like, "Wait, what? This can't be real. Let me see what happens." And since I started, I haven't looked back since.
Yeah, we were when I started I was 14 and Dara was also like around that age. And I think and now I'm like 20 years old. So I think it like truly, truly, truly has helped us so, so, so much because we see such a big difference. It feels like things just like the puzzle pieces just like come together and we're always just like we're very, very, very less stressed. And we always talk about how if we weren't meditating, how different our life would be because we
Yeah,
feel like
for sure.
it may like maybe we would have a little more struggles like for all the stuff than like we actually do. And so you guys should definitely join and tell your friends about it. Like, obviously, this is such a good thing. Apurva said she's going to tell her friends, which is an amazing thing because low key, me and Dara have put our friends on too. And it's so valid because everyone's doing like all of these things. And like, it truly does help a lot. And like 30 minutes, if you really think about it, like, if you like let go of 30 minutes, you have 23 and a half hours in the day, which is a lot of hours. So, honestly, try to meditate. Maybe start meditating for 15 minutes every single day if 30 minutes seems like a lot to you. But try to meditate at least for 15 minutes. And that way you can start to get like the gist of it and kind of see how it's going and all of that.
Yeah, and also, if you want to share, we have a recording on YouTube of this session, so you can also share the link of that with your friends. And feel free to take a picture of the QR code or the copy and paste the link and forward that to your friends as well. I think this would be a great experience for all of us to join together and like kind of just have a support group. Like one of the main things like I thought as a kid, like thought when I was first starting meditation was like there's no other teenager doing this. Like why like I feel like I'm alone. But this is actually a platform where all of you are doing it. So you can create really nice connections and friendships through this as well. And also in the chat, we are one of our volunteers have shared a YouTube link to our meditation tracks. So the three basic steps that you'll, and we'll also post this in the group me for your reference. The three basic steps, as Priyanshi said earlier, is you sit down on the floor, preferably. You just want to make sure you have some type of connection, whether your feet are touching the floor or if you're touching the floor, because that's how your chakras get cleansed. It's your connection with Mother Nature that helps clear those chakras. Then you place your palms facing upward. You close your eyes, raise your right hand to the top of your head, bring it back down. Say, I'm a holy soul, I'm a pure soul. and then you can either start a timer or play this track so it's just easier to refer and you know as soon as the video's over, you're done.
Yeah. And if you guys have any questions, does anyone have any comments on like how they thought about the workshop, or like if they have any questions and something seemed a little confusing to you guys? Does anything
Yes, please
like,
feel free.
ring
Don't
a
be
bell?
shy.
Yeah, we can answer anything.
I know this is like a lot of heavy material, so
Yeah. Raise your hand or like do a little emoji or something if you've joined the group me.
Okay.
Okay, I see.
And then also, I'm gonna just change the slide for, but if you need me to go back to scan the QR code again, please let me know. If we are, here's our phone numbers. If you want to take a picture of this for your reference, we also have an Instagram. So you can give us a follow and follow us on there and see any updates of what's going on with
Yeah,
Samarkand.
DM us, anything like that. We can literally reach out to you through DM too. So you could do any of that.
And if you're really curious and you want to like know like the full history of Himalayan Samarpan meditation and how it was brought to society and stuff like that, you can also visit our website.
But thank you guys so much for joining. We truly loved speaking to you guys and getting to know you. It was super, super, super fun for us, and we hope it was for you guys too. And we hope to see you guys on Sunday for the meetings that we have with all of you guys, where we'll talk, and it'll be like super chill and like super like fun, I guess you could say, because we'll be doing everything together. So I feel like that's super fun, and we can just talk and all of that. So try and get the app if you don't have it and join so that way we can speak to you guys. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for joining, and
We'll
we
see you
can't
next
wait
Sunday
to.
at the same time.